What's up guys, welcome to Data Refinement. This is my Reseller Masterclass series. So my idea is to take all my 20 years of selling experience and compile it all into this one series that you can listen to start to finish. So this is episode number 1. I'm a full-time reseller. I have been for about 6 years now. And currently I have employees, I have contractors, I have multiple contracts for sourcing. I can help you guys soup to nuts, A to Z, everything. We're gonna start today with what I call the 5 stages of reselling. All right guys, let's get straight into it. I want to really encourage you guys to watch this video all the way through and maybe watch it a couple of times because I go over in depth what every single stage means, and it's important that you go through all of the steps. So a lot of people get started in stage 0, and I have to talk about this because I started there, a lot of people start there, and this is where you have your normal bills that you have, and I've designated this on this screen as the bills as the 4 bars on the left side. So everyone has their bills that they need to live. On top of those bills though, if you are spending money on supplies or you're thrifting or you're buying stuff to sell, but you're not selling anything yet, you're actually losing money. So I call this reseller negative, and you want to avoid this at all costs. So it's really, really important to understand we are in business to make a profit, not to spend money. So it's really easy to get that entrepreneurship seizure, get super excited, go buy a bunch of stuff, get a bunch of equipment, but that's not how you should start. We're going to go over that in stage 1, which is what we talk about in our group, which is called the Reseller Nirvana podcast. We'll put the link here. In there, we have over 2,000 people who are building their full-time income in our group. So I appreciate you guys. Let's move to stage 1. Stage 1. This is the best place to start ever, and you don't need any money. You can see here on the chart that I made that there's no expenses yet. It's just profit. That means you start at home with things you already own. You're already an expert in the things that you own because you bought them the first time. So for me, I know how much I paid for the item. I can quickly look up on eBay or Poshmark or Mercari or Amazon what the item is going for and get an idea of where to price my item at. I kind of have an idea of what the customer wants because I was the original customer. So in this stage 1, you are already profitable without spending a penny. It's really, really important because if you do stage 1 in this manner, it prepares you for stage 2 because it gives you the funding that you need. So you start in stage 1, sell a few things that you own, get that money, and then you move to stage 2. So stage 2 is the reseller growth stage. Now, if you look here, I have a little outline of your listing goal, and I want your listing goal to equal your profit per week divided by your average profit. So as an example, let's say that you want to list $1,000 worth of profit per week, and you make $10 profit per item. That would mean that you have to list 100 items per week times $10 profit to make your $1,000. But in the beginning, you can see here in stage 0, you haven't listed anything. In stage 1, you list your first item. You're not reaching your listing goal yet, so you can't earn your desired profit per week yet. So that's why the bar is still partially full. It doesn't fill up until stage 3. Once it's full, you can actually start paying yourself. But in the beginning, all that money has to go back into the inventory to grow. It's really important because at this point you start, going to a steak dinner, or you start buying new shoes. You're taking essentially you're taking the oxygen out of your business as you're trying to get going. So it's really important in this stage to stay patient. You're in the reseller growth stage. You're profitable. You took your items from home. You sold those. You got that startup money that you got from your own pocket. Then you put that into the new items that you're going to resell, and be patient right here. Wait for these items to sell first to show yourself what to buy, what to sell, what to avoid before moving to stage 3. It's really important that at this stage you're selling half of the items you list or more, which means you're like listing 2 items, selling 1, listing 4 items, selling 2. You need this to finance the growth until you get to reseller stability. Stage 3. Stage 3 is really exciting because you can finally start paying yourself. I encourage you to still be a little bit more patient until you get to stage 4, but stage 3 is where you can afford the business's expenses. So let's say that your listing goal is 10 per day. You now make enough profit to finance those 10 per day. So remember guys, stage 1 through 5, I actually recommend you do all these stages by yourself first. If you are hiring people while you're doing this process, you're kind of doomed because you haven't really mastered it yet. So essentially people are coming into your business and kind of messing it up. You're sort of paying people to screw up your business. This is where I really got in a lot of trouble because as soon as I started making profit, I started buying things that I didn't need. So make sure that you stay patient until stage 4. Stage 4. Okay guys, this is super exciting. You can see here on the chart that I made that the profit equals your bills. So if you can keep your normal job at this time, you actually make double income. So if you can keep your expenses the same, you're essentially saving one entire income, which is awesome. So a lot of people use reselling to get further ahead, either in retiring early, or they get further ahead in reaching that FU number where they don't have to work at all, or maybe they want to invest it in the property or real estate. It starts after stage 4, but this is really exciting because finally you can support yourself. And if you don't want to work for somebody else, this is the time where you can cut the leash, essentially work for yourself and still pay all of your bills. I don't recommend actually doing it right at this point because reselling has ups and downs. So if you are selling and you have an off week and you can't pay your bills that week, then that puts you in deep trouble because you may not have savings yet. So I recommend you stay at reseller nirvana until you have at least 1 year of savings. I know that sounds like a long time, but it will only take you about 3 to 6 months working 2 jobs, as long as you keep the expenses the same, to save up a year worth of profit, which is really useful because reselling has ups and downs because you're dealing with a market that fluctuates constantly. Okay, now we're moving to stage 5, which is my favorite part. And this is really important because a lot of people will say, how much money should I save? How do I reduce my expenses? And I really look at it as in, you want to figure out your lifestyle that you want to keep and that you can maintain, and then just keep it at that lifestyle. So keep the bills bar the same size, and then you can increase your reseller abundance to any level that you want. So in this scenario, you're just listing 2 more items than your normal listing goal. So your goal is 10, but now you've been at reseller nirvana for a while. You want to start building that abundance. So you bump it up from 10 to 12. So now those 2 extra listings are really important because those 2 extra listings, all of the money that comes from that is pure profit. And this is where it starts to get really, really exciting. You take this pure profit and you reinvest it into anything you want. You can buy more inventory to resell. You can buy a piece of property. You can buy another stream of income. This is where I went wrong in the beginning because I cross-listed. So instead of adding on another stream of income, I diversified my attention. So what happened was, yes, I was selling on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, but I was making the same amount of money because I had the same amount of effort, just divided over 3 different platforms. So you don't want to do that. You want to build up one platform at a time until it reaches a certain amount of profit. And once you reach that, you can add on another stream of income. So you could add Poshmark if you wanted to on top of your eBay business, but I think it should be different items. That way you truly have 2 different kinds of income, not just one spread out single income. So I'm all about stage number 5. It's really important. It's a really good place to aim for. Those are the 5 stages of reselling. So please comment below what stage you are in. If you are not where you want to be, don't worry. All you have to do is essentially stop spending and reevaluate where you are. If you need more help, you can join our group. But I look forward to seeing you guys in episode number 2, which is really important because I'm going to go over what supplies you actually need to get started or what supplies you need to grow.